Hello, hi everybody. Hi, I know it's been a little while since I've made a video, but I hope everyone's doing okay. Here in the States, this is Thanksgiving week. I know Canada has it in October, and hopefully there's other lovely celebrations going on for people. I know there have been a lot of events going on around the world. Prayers and thoughts for everyone in Java and Colorado. This has been a year, hasn't it? Not funny, it's been something. So I hope this video finds you, whether it's in the morning, in the evening, in the night, wherever you are, finds you doing well. Let's see, last week I had my birthday, so I made it to age 48, yay! I'll put a little clip at the end of this video with little things of my birthday celebration. Just kind of it's been since I last made a video. With the last one, I put a little short up on Halloween. There's been quite a few events that have happened in my life. My middle sister found out her cancer returned. It was in her spine. The last text she sent me is, they think this cancer returned in my spine. Don't freak out. She had lost the use of her lower extremities. And they had conversations, her and her husband, with several oncologists. And she was in so much pain. And seeing, going to ERs that aren't related to your cancer treatment. You know, she was at MD Anderson for the initial part of her disease process. They extended her life quite a bit. But there was the extent in where the cancer had spread would not have given her use of her legs back. So she decided to go home on palliative hospice care. The weekend before she passed, on Saturday, she was in and out, and I was able to facilitate family members talking to her via FaceTime and calls. On Sunday, her husband had arranged, they'd been married for many years, but you know, to renew their vows, so they got a picture with all the children together. On November 2nd, she made a change. I went out and I walked my older nieces through the signs of impending death with her. And on November 3rd, she passed away. Surrounded by a lot of love, pain-free. My brother-in-law called me right as I was turning into the garage to park for my last drug doses for the investigational drug trial I'm on. After that, I got them, gave myself the doses, brought the things. I was there, my oldest niece was there, and my brother-in-law, which bless him, and my sister, you know, the funeral home came and took her. It's just, she had young children, and she has them, but it's just seeing grief on elementary school age children's faces is really hard. So my birthday was 10 days later. My husband kindly got me a nice chocolate icing and yellow cake from Treebeards, which is a restaurant here in Houston. So that was nice. Went out and, you know, went to a few shops. Got some books, you know, it was kind of like one of those things, do you buy books, you know. That was the first day I woke up smiling. I have classes that I take through the London Center, Jamyang, and Buddhist studies. So it was that weekend, which actually was helpful. I mean, You know, grief is a weird beast. You know, I'm okay with dying, and I'm okay that, because I know how much she was hurting. I mean, she was having seizures the night before she died, and she had that tenseness. You know, it's like I have spasticity, you know, so I know I could feel the hardness of her muscles. So trying to give her massages, and I'm just thankful that I still have function, that I was still able to be there for my family, and I was able to be there for my sister. But my birthday, you know, it's kind of like, okay, it's your birthday, you know. Went and we had Greek food, which was lovely. Went just kind of strolling around shopping. Got a new tablecloth. Looked at a new shop I hadn't been in. You know, having adventures. That's something I want my year so far, is to have adventures. Went and got some books at a bookstore. You know, it's like those little things, just little things. And I was looking at books. There's one called If You Get Hit by a Bus. You know, things to prepare before you die. Which is interesting. I mean, I got it. You know, I didn't buy it that day because, well, how grim for your birthday. And one about sibling grief. I didn't buy that because it's my birthday. You know, it's like, So the next day, my cousin, who also has a YouTube channel, Flow and Go Reggae. So she came down, and it was really lovely. We had a nice, kind of relaxed that day. Then we went on an adventure. I found I had been wanting to get a tattoo since I had this spasticity in my lungs. You know, back in October, I think it was, beginning of October, I felt, you know, like the spasticity hit my diaphragm, and that was really scary. My lung function is okay as long as I'm not having spasms. But when I meditate, I use the anchor of my breath. And that was really scary for me because I was having a problem with it, right? So I decided, you know, I was thinking, well, you know, the blue cornflower is the flower of hope for MND, which is the term most places besides the United States calls ALS. I think France has a different term. Is it A-I-L? I can't remember offhand. So I wanted the blue cornflower, and I got the Sanskrit symbol for breathe. So I don't know, how do I do that? That's my tattoo. So now if I have a problem with breathing, I'll just look at that and just be able to calm my mind. Now that I'm retired from nursing, it doesn't, you know, I don't have to worry about it. You know, I told the tattoo artist, you know, well, I don't really like my arms. She's like, what get tattoos? It's like, no. But it was really neat. It was a woman-owned tattoo shop, so I didn't have the, you know, normal tattoo culture there. And she was really sweet. When I showed up, you know, I suffer from grief brain. This year has been kind of a real grievy year for me. So being on the chemo drug that I've been on, plus adding grief to it, I was kind of a space cadet. So I showed up about half an hour late, but it worked out, and she was wearing a Dave Matthews shirt, so I was like, this is all gonna work. So it was really lovely. My little cousin got the matching tattoo in a different spot, which, how sweet is that? That is so sweet. So that was nice. We had a lovely lunch, or I mean, it was kind of a brunch. She spoiled me with that. Yum. And had the tattoo, ended up, you know, it was taking all day, you know, came back, did some groceries, picked up some things, and then the next day we went to meet, I met my other cousin halfway to San Antonio in Schulenburg, Texas, at this, the Garden Company. If you're ever in Texas, you're ever in the Hill Country, there's got 2 locations called the Garden Company. Delicious. And they have a little garden center around it, so they do landscaping too. But really just one of those places that looks like it's a in a design catalog, right? But went and I found a new snake plant. Hey, they put out more oxygen and they're pretty. So that was really nice. You know, it's kind of, it's like birthday tinged with the loss of your sister, you know, everyone coming together. It's a strange thing. My best friend was really sweet. You know, it's like I've been shown so much love. You know, went with them and went out to eat after my cousin went back. It was just really sweet. I mean, you know, just, I feel very blessed. I feel very loved. I'm very grateful for it. It's just when, you know, when you're going through grief, it's a weird thing. You know, at first, you know, I stayed with my brother-in-law, went until my sister's kids that are in grade school got home, and hearing the kids, that was hard. So I kind of had like a trauma response afterwards, so that wasn't fun. It's just that numbness and shock, even though I'm good with death, go figure, you know, it's like, this one just hit a little bit closer. So yeah, it's not fun. Just kind of done a lot now this week, getting ready for Thanksgiving. My oldest daughter's coming down. Pre-ordered Thanksgiving dinner. All I have to do is go pick it up and warm it up. Yeah, not doing major cooking. My baby sister is going to come, and we're going to have a remembrance for my sister this weekend. Just our little family. I have a cousin coming in, and that will be lovely. So we'll all go together and have cousins play. I've invited other family. We'll see if they come. You know, it's just a lot. So this is the first holiday season, and I know a lot of us go through the holiday season, and it can be the first since you've been diagnosed. It can be the first since you got divorced, the first since someone died. I mean, this year, my mother, my uncle, my sister, and I have another uncle dying. It's been a rough year. It really has. So it's gonna be the first Thanksgiving, the first Christmas, the first New Year without part of my family. So, gotta do resilience. You know, it's one foot after the other. And thankfully I can still walk. 3 years with ALS and I can still walk. So the clinical study that I've been in, they're going to follow up for a couple more months, and the paper on it will be released in January. So it's done so well. I'm 1 of 5, and actually I'm one of the ones that did really well on it. ALS FR score is 41, so that's pretty amazing, right? It has done very well in my blood. So it's lowered the levels they look for progression, and it's increased my T-reg cells, so my immune system's good. So being a C9orf72 genetic ALS case, it's rare. I mean, I think on average every year, they say 60% of the genetic cases, which is anywhere 10 to 12%. So they'd be like maybe 300 in the United States, people diagnosed with my form of ALS each year. And however long they last, you know, that's a variable. Some people are slow progressors like I am. There's a Facebook group of us, and one person said that she was diagnosed with ALS and has lived 14 years. So here's hoping, knock on wood. So that's good news. I just, you know, it's like you have this really good news, but you're still kind of like emotionally numb. It's interesting. So, but they're going to keep doing like after the clinical trial, that part, the drug trial part of it has ended. And I have another one later in December, in January, in February, I think in March, to make sure how the drugs, you know, because apparently there's a critique. They had a ALS symposium in Florida a couple weeks ago. So they want to watch people after the drug to see how they progress. So we'll see. And apparently it's going to be opened up to, you know, mine was phase 1, so I think they're going to do a larger phase 2. So how awesome is that? They found the manufacturer for one of the drugs, which was each dose of one of the medicines was $5,000 each time. Ouch. So it's expensive, but they found a lower cost way to get this medication, this own formula. So that's really exciting. So good news. Oh, sorry. So let's see. This is a Tuesday, or no, it's a Monday. See my brain. Still not totally over grief brain yet. But this coming Sunday, I'm going for an in-house, I have to go to the hospital to sleep, for a sleep study. And they're going to titrate to see, you know, if my apnea levels keep the oxygen down. I'll be doing that. And I think with everything that's been going on, you know, I drove across Texas, which was an adventure. I actually found out where LaGrange, Texas is. I never had been there. It's on the lip of the hill country. So that should be fun. There's going to be fun, which is nice. I think just being able to step out and, you know, kind of just, I'm really not tired. I'm so sorry. Step out and just enjoy, you know, even though everything's been with a tinge of sadness. It was nice. So in grief, I'm just letting the emotions come up as they go. You know, it's no two griefs are exactly alike. You know, they say when you have one grief, you know, have another grief, it's like a bigger holes. Life grows around it. So I'm just gonna walk. Kind of, you know, excited to see everybody. Thankfully, there's no pressure for doing major dishes and major cooking or holding big functions. Be nice to see everybody, you know. So it's a little update, nothing really. I mean, hey, yay, there's another drug trial that everyone will hear about in January. And they're going to be opening it up to a wider audience, so yay. And when there's a paper, I'll share it. But until then, I'm just gonna keep walking day after day. Well, you know, I'm thankful I can walk. But just keep experiencing, you know, it's important to find the beauty in the day. It's important to take care of yourself, you know. Holidays can be hard. You know, to give yourself space and do self-care, whether that is praying, meditating, listening to music, taking a walk, talking to a friend, talking to your pet, your plants. You know, just give yourself time. I can tell you what I did yesterday, which was absolutely wonderful. The book that I bought for my birthday. I usually read like really in-depth, deep books, right? I told my kids, I got a penny dreadful novel. You know, it's like a penny novel. She didn't know what that term was. So I just got like, you know, a little fiction book that was great. I read through it. Just little points of enjoying, you know. I'm sorry. I'm so rude. All I do is yawn. Hopefully the CPAP or BiPAP, whatever they give me, will help, you know, hopefully not so many yawns. But so good news about the study, and I'm really hoping that it gets out and helps more people. You know, out of it, there's one person that dropped out because their progression was progressing too fast, but most of the other people were sporadic. You know, I'm the only one with C9. I guess the genetic form. So, you know, I don't know what it'll do to SADI and, you know, the other forms of genetic, but hey, if it works, if they can find a combo of treatments, and, you know, maybe we will get a true functioning care and medications for ALS and make it not just this horrible terminal disease. There's hope. You know, I know that people are upset that Neuron is not being approved. You know, it helps some, but they don't think it helps everybody. So here's hoping that we get true drug approval and medications that actually work. You know, there's young people that may, from genetic families, get worried, but I think that in the next 5 years, we're gonna have some major breakthroughs. I really believe this. You know, there's so many people that do have ALS or MND that are in studies that are putting out that I think that we will have a major shift. I really believe it. So there is hope. Even in the saddest of times, the best of times, there's always hope. And it floats. I know this, I live in Houston, Hurricane Harvey. No, just all right, well, you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving or nice end of your November. I hope you have not too much pressure on yourself for the holidays. You know, it's getting to the winter time, the time to hibernate and to spend time with the people or things that really mean something to you, you know? Well, you guys take care, and I will put another video up later, okay? Remember to find the beauty in the day. Don't look at everything that's ugly or all the things that are wrong. If you look at all the cracks, you'll see more of it. So if you look for the beauty, hopefully you see more beauty. All right, bye guys.